You might be the best player in the world. You play with Shifty, all these guys, but don't remember who you were playing $1 wagers with, right?
You know. Yeah.
So, but it's, you can ask, my fiance right there. It's never, we're brothers. It's not always like, oh, we're the perfect. No, like these are pieces of like, like,
Welcome to another episode of Around the Bar presented by Center. It's a show where I invite somebody on to have a drink and a chat. Today, we have Hector Torres, otherwise known as Repullze. He's a content creator, streamer, podcaster, and much more, dominating the Warzone space and bringing thousands of eyeballs into the competitive scene. He's also part of the Warzone stream team known as the Baka Bros that are pretty evenly spearheading, live streaming, YouTube uploading, and competing at the highest level. For the second week in a row on Around the Bar, we actually have a guest that does not drink alcohol. So for today's drink, we went with the drink of all drinks, water. Yes, that's right. We are drinking water today on Around the Bar. Also, check out the extension of the podcast on Optic Nation membership program called Behind the Bar, where we answered awkward questions and play beer pong against the other guests. Thank you to Center for supporting the podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy this conversation with Repullze. Let's just start it. We were just in the middle of a conversation. All right, welcome to another episode of Around the Bar. Today we got my man's Repullze.
What's going on, guys?
And this is the second week straight that we've done an Around the Bar where our guest does not drink alcohol. So what I have is I got a little bit of lemon lime soda and I got some water. You said you wanted either or. I'm gonna let you pick.
Oh, whatever. I'm down for water, but
pick.
Does that make me like? I don't want to seem boring.
If you want water, man, get water, and we'll keep the soda here. Just if we want to get crazy.
Okay.
If we want to get crazy, and the reason we're pouring our own is because the man, the myth, the legend, Austin Cox is home for the holidays. It is what, like 3 days until Christmas?
Is it actually?
What is it?
It's Thursday. That's
4
all
days.
I know.
4 days until
God.
Christmas. Yeah, you pulled up during the holiday rush. Cheers. Can you cheers? Wait, are you supposed to cheers with water? Isn't that bad? Fuck it, man.
Is it really bad luck?
I don't know. It's a white people thing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna say I didn't know there was rules to this shit.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Cheers. We're chugging water, baby.
Listen, I love water, so.
Yeah, you've been on your health grind, or have you always been on your health grind?
It's weird, man. I've dabbled in a lot of things growing up.
Drugs.
No, not drugs, not drugs.
Okay.
I competed in Olympic weightlifting for a little bit, and yeah,
what the fuck?
That was fun. That was really fun. Then transferred over to CrossFit, then Olympic weightlifting, back to CrossFit. Now, then just with streaming and all that stuff, I quite literally, in blunt terms, let myself go. Focused on the grind, and which it worked out, right? It worked out.
I think it worked out. A little bit.
But and then obviously graduated. I went to school for physical therapy, and finished that, and then so now I'm like kind of like, all right, I'm 27 years old. I learned life is just balance, bro. It's balance.
It's so true.
As opposed to like me spending 3-4 hours weightlifting every day, like trying to get as strong as physically possible.
Yeah.
To now where I'm just like, I'm just trying to be healthy. So ever since Thanksgiving, I'm down 13 pounds. So gotta keep it up. Gotta keep it up.
You're on a diet or something? Or you just been working?
Intermittent fasting and just running.
Okay.
I've been talking to Shotzi a little bit about running, and I hate running.
He's an animal.
Yeah, I hate running, but I like to do things I hate. So
yeah.
Decided to start
torture yourself.
Yeah. Decided to do that, and now it's actually surprisingly fun. But just dabbling. I'm no expert in any of that. Just learning a little bit.
It's fun though.
It
you hate it for the first half a mile.
Yep.
And then after that, you're like, all right, maybe once you get in that state, you're like listening to something or listening to music, you kind of get into it. I was running like crazy at the beginning of the year.
Really?
Yeah. So I adopted him and just been kind of chilling now. Just kind of chilling.
Yeah. No, it's been chill, man. Yeah, it's been cool. I've been trying to stay consistent. That's for me. I'm not trying to. I remember when I started one of my homies Rampage, he's like, "Let's run 4 miles." I was like, "No. We're gonna run 1 mile a day until this feels easy, and then we're gonna.
Then we'll go up.
Yeah,
we'll ramp it up. Yeah, that's how I was too. I remember when I first, because I was gonna make like a video. at the beginning of this year, I was like going through some shit. I turned 30 and I was like, if I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it now. You know? And so I was like, I'm going to do so many things this year. And all of them have tapered off. But for a little bit of the time, I was like, man, I'm going to make like a video where I try to like break my mile time.
Yeah.
So I went out there and I was like, all right, I'm going to run a mile. I haven't run in like 6 years. It had been a long time. Dog, I couldn't get past. I went to a track. I couldn't get past the second lap. I couldn't. There's a video of it, and I'm just like dying. So I was like, all right, I gotta get at least a little healthy. Yeah. So I've gotten healthier this year, which I'm happy for. But
love that, man.
Those we were just talking about it. The content house years.
Yeah,
it's easy to slip.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, dude, you can ask. Ashley's, for those of y'all watching at home. My fiance is behind the camera, but you can ask her. Like, my life was, I've always had something in my life where I'm like super addicted to, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it was weightlifting, CrossFit, then streaming, then YouTube, whatever the case may be. But I'm always addicted to something. But it's so easy that like that was my life at one point for those 2 to 3 years, whatever, where I weightlifted every single day. Like that was my life. I couldn't do anything of that, and then. Switch gears, all random. Obviously, this opportunity was presented. You got to go 100%.
For sure.
And it's so easy to just kind of like, it's life changes, bro. I don't know. It's crazy.
So let's talk about weightlifting for a second.
Yeah.
I've never talked to somebody who competed in weightlifting.
Competed is a loose term.
Okay.
But I did compete, but it wasn't anything crazy. What do you want to know?
You were just ripped to shit?
Okay, so do you know what snatching is?
Nah.
Or clean and jerks?
These all sound sexual. What is this?
Yeah, it does sound. Okay, so I dabbled in Olympic weightlifting, and pretty much the goal was to get really strong to one day compete in the CrossFit Games. That was like my end goal.
Okay.
And I think I was pretty close to getting the strength where I wanted it to. But snatching is pretty much it's wide grip.
Okay.
And it's in one movement from floor to overhead in one movement. Like
okay, like
that.
Okay.
Like that. So it's like an Olympic sport, right?
I couldn't snatch nothing. There's nothing I could snatch. Okay.
Yeah, and then clean and jerk, it's like just cleans, right? But it's you squat obviously, and then put it over your head.
Right.
So,
okay.
Did that for a little bit, and then tried to.
That sounded hilarious in the mic. So if you guys are audio listeners or anyone, Nick is actually streaming some Warzone behind the camera. So if you hear anything creepy as you just heard, it's either him raging or him trying to be entertaining. So sorry about that, but. It's a working environment. It's a working environment.
Oh yeah, it's crazy in here. Just letting everybody know. I did not expect. There's no wasted space. I love it.
Yeah,
it's sick, bro.
Yeah. It's out. It's the EMAC Craig way. No wasted space. And he did it in the Hex quarters, and now he's trying to do it here. And there's a lot more space here.
Really?
A lot more space.
I mean, I just saw a little bit, like half of it. This is insane.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot. There's a stupid amount of space down here. So. Matt's doing his thing. He's trying.
I mean, we're trying, dude. We're trying.
There's a lot going on. All right, man. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, man.
How you been? How is Warzone? Let's talk about how you got into it. I'm sure people have heard the story, but for people, throwing shit.
My bad. It's the glasses.
For people for audio listeners or people in general that don't know who you are, give me a quick little summary.
I'm a professional ass slapper. That is.
I have that written down.
That is the perfect way to describe me. But man, I'm just a kid who stumbled upon streaming somehow and loves Call of Duty, loves Warzone, and somehow, some way, don't even know how it happened. I'm able to make a career out of this. So yeah, man. But I guess. I don't know. You want to know the story and how we all got here?
I mean, we kind of know the story, the Nickmercs Warzone story. You met Biff when he was 7 years old, and he, he's a god, and you coached him through it, and all of that. We all heard the story.
Yep.
If you haven't, look up Repullze interview or anything, and he'll tell you the story. It is. It's a sick story. So. We can talk about the Nickmercs part because that is insane.
Yeah.
You guys played Warzone. You played Call of Duty with your two buds. Very similar to a situation I'm in. TST and Baka Bros is probably the most similar stream team out of anything.
One multiplayer, one Warzone.
Yeah, exactly.
Identical.
It's almost identical. Yeah. And you guys come up and you got one of your friends is just insane.
Yes.
The man, Biffle, probably the best Warzone player, I would just say, of all time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a little biased, so you can't say it. I'll say it.
To be fair, I will call him out for when he plays like ass. So
for sure. You have to. It's not like, everybody's played like ass.
Yeah,
Tommy,
yeah.
Aiden, they've all played like ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think consistency wise, he's insane. And so yeah, you guys get this opportunity to play in a Nickmercs subscriber tournament, and then that turns into Nickmercs needing to play with a subscriber. He picks up the top guy, which is Biffle, and then it's been a blur since.
It's it's funny. I was talking to the guys about this. We went out to dinner yesterday, and I was like, it's crazy. Like it feels like a fever dream. Like everything that happened, the way we got here, the COVID, all that stuff. Like it just, I don't know. Like, and then we're here now. And it just doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't, even COVID, like anybody watching, COVID times were, for streaming at least, were a different time. That was just insane, right? And so it just feels so surreal for us to even be here now.
Be here.
Yeah.
It is, it's weird because in some sense of the word, it is a blur.
Yeah.
I mean, the TST Baka Bros parallel is crazy because we on multiplayer during, because you say Verdansk, we say MW19. During MW19, we had like the craziest run of our. I would assume, if I'm a betting man, I don't like to bet against myself, but I try to be realistic. It's probably going to be the craziest time of my life.
Trust me, I know what you're.
I figured you would.
I know.
I figured you would. I mean, we got up to, I think at one point we were 12th subscribed channel in the world. I know you got up to 9. You got up to 8, 6, 6.
6th or 5th. Right behind Nick, which is it's some, I don't know what's going on, but the storybook is kind of crazy.
I understand.
Yeah.
And so all that is a blur. We're on. I think we're averaging every day for like months, what felt like 5 months.
Yeah,
we were averaging at least a 300 to 400 sub train at all times.
Dude,
at all times,
bro. Dude, I don't even know how. It's funny that you're saying this. I was just having this conversation with the boys yesterday.
Yeah.
Like you don't even. I didn't even fathom it, right? Like, bro, we would go on 1,000 sub trains, like 500, 300, like and it was like, bro, you would come in the stream and like I have my overlays and they change depending on the sub train that you are.
Dude, yes.
And like everybody's like, oh, they're on another sub train. Like
we have custom on my Go XLR, I have custom sound cues for 100 sub train, 500, 1,000, like 1,500 at one point, and I'm like, that's the most privileged shit ever. And I'm too lazy to say thank you, so I'll just pre-record it for the next time I go on 1,000 sub train. It was such a wild time.
Crazy time,
and so we're having all this happen on MW19 side of things, and then on the Warzone side of things. I mean, people started saying, "Yo, there's this guy slapping his ass all the time for 5 gifted." I'm like, he's slapping his ass. Like, I can slap my ass for 5 gifted.
I mean, you know what? Let's change not topic, but how did you? Because I was saying this is like, yo, like. One day, like these are all guys, and being very honest, right? On some no glazing shit. Like I watched you guys growing up.
I'm a big glazer, so I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, like I like really everybody. Matt came to stream 2 days ago, 3 days ago. He's like, bro, you are fucking crazy, and like not game wise, like I was twerking ass and shit.
Yeah,
I did a handstand twerk for Matt. Because I said, let's see how horny you actually are.
Matt Craig?
No, formal.
Formal. Yeah. I was like, you got to think how hilarious in that my mind was, because only Matt Craig is here right now.
Oh
yeah. No, that's completely as opposite of formal stream as you could possibly get. Formal sits there and plays Halo, and then he'll say one word to his chat, and meanwhile you're fucking throwing a DJ party.
What did he say? He was like, bro, you make me feel like I gotta do more energy on stream. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, he's like, you are fake. He's like, you're definitely on something, bro.
yeah. Oh, dude, I thought the same thing. I was like, this guy's on some shit.
So that's what I want to ask. How did you even again, for me, I'm playing games. I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
And then all random, like these people that I looked up to my entire life, you, Seth, all these guys are like, oh, like I'll go to you guys' stream around me and like, oh yeah, that guy Torres has that Repullze guy, he's funny. I'm like, wait, hold on, like, how did you what? I'm assuming it was the sub count that people were like, yo, how the fuck,
probably. I can't really remember because it's been so long now.
Yeah,
and so whenever I think about anyone in COD that either I want to do something with or collab with or invite to tournaments or or talk about like events with, like you guys always come up. So I can't remember like the first place that I like remember, but it had to have been something like, yo, these guys are blowing up.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe it was like you were in a no, because that was in Vanguard. It had to have been pre-Vanguard.
Yeah.
Or pre-Caldera. It's hilarious that you think in the Warzone maps and I think in the games.
Yes.
No, I say pre-Vanguard.
You say Vanguard, I'm like, okay, Caldera.
You say pre-Caldera. Yeah. It's such a weird app. Yeah, but it's very, very similar. And it had to have been... I remember the first time I was like, Repullze is blowing up. Oh, George told me about. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
George said, yo, these Repullze is blowing up. And I was like, who is Repullze? And then chat was like, he spanks his ass for every 5 gifted. And I was like, every 5 gifted? I was like, well, I mean, how many gifted is he getting? They're like, oh, well, right now, as we're talking, he's on a 32,000 sub train. I was like, I immediately
you're like, hold on.
I started fucking spanking myself immediately. So how do you go from, so like you were saying, that had to have been what it was. It's like figuring out or finding out through the energy on your stream. Because we were in a very similar, I'm going to say that 100 times in this episode.
I actually think we are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Because we would be every single day, like I said, every single day we would be on a 200, 300, all the way up to 3,000 sub train.
Yeah.
But we would never break 2,000 viewers, like TST.
Yeah.
Never. Like our base viewership has always been, we have a real hardcore like 750.
Ride or die.
And then and then it'll fluctuate from there. But during those times, it was like they were
for whatever reason.
Why? What do you think that is? Like,
so
what happens?
Okay, so you want to know? My record high sub count is 41,000. Right? Yeah.
Matt, did you hear that?
I love that.
What the fuck?
I love that.
Okay, yeah. Keep going.
So we hit it, I believe, 2 months in a row, and what's funny is those 2 months.
When you, let me interrupt you. When you say we, you mean you and your community?
Yeah.
Repullze in your community.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we,
God damn, Mace, you hearing this shit? Okay, keep going.
So when we hit that, it's funny because those 2 months were the 2 months that people got Stimmy Checks. So
no, 100%, dog.
So
100.
People were blowing the stimmies on ass slaps, brother.
100,000,000%.
Yeah,
bro. The Stimmy Check month, dude. The first Stimmy Check month, I think we hit 18,000, 18,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was our peak. And we split it 3 ways.
Yeah.
And even then we were like, dog, we're rich.
You want to go to dinner?
Like, we're rich and shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk to us.
Yeah.
We really got it like that. And damn, if I could go back to him, man. If I could go back to that Davis and be like, stop.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Not that we ever stopped. It was just it was just a wild time in streaming.
Dude, I mean, tell me if you felt this way, right? Like I feel like I went through, being very transparent and blunt, I feel like I went through a big like mental battle with myself. Like I know nothing about content creation.
Yeah.
Literally from April of 1 year, 0 subs, didn't even stream, to April of next year, 40K subs. Like that was that is what I knew, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know anything about what happens when a game's bad. Obviously now 3 years later, I'm like,
some shit.
I learn a lot, But like back then, I went through a big. I don't know if you can attest to this or not.
Yeah.
But through a lot of mental battles where I was like, damn, like yo, let's say 40K to 20K to 15, and I'm like,
what?
I'm like, bro, what am I? I remember sitting down with my fiance, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong?
Wait, you said you went through some mental battles?
Yeah, just like with that, like,
motherfucker, I'm still there.
Yeah.
I'm still having these battles.
It's a long journey. I feel like mentally that I've gone through.
I get you.
But like, I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, what am I doing wrong? And talking to Swag, Tim the Tapman, all these guys, they were just like, bro, like, I don't think you realize how crazy like 20K subs is or 15K subs is, bro. Like, and I guess I'm thinking about like, oh, we were at 40K and now we're here. What am I doing wrong? But it's just the state of the game, the time, everything was literally the perfect formula.
Yeah, you specifically hit like a crazy wave.
Yeah,
because I knew how crazy things were because, you know, I had done 3 years of optic and I had done like 6 months of trying it on my own. And then we started TST. I'd done 2 years of TST and then that hit.
Yeah.
So like I had been through trying to build, I mean, I've tried to build things like 4 or 5 times in my career. I mean, this is another one.
Yeah.
Trying to build things. But like, you just fell into that shit is what it seems like.
Yeah.
And so when I try to build stuff and it wouldn't work out, I'd be like, damn, like, I guess that, you know, why isn't this working? I'd talk to people, they try to help me, you know, figure it all out. And then, you know, that year of streaming happened and I was like, I guess it's all working now.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, it wasn't really like anything that we did other than just like provide, be us. Like as far as TST.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say like the best way to make it is to be yourself. That's not always the case.
It's not.
You gotta be yourself, but you still have to entertain.
Yeah,
like
you gotta bring value.
You
like,
have
that's
to
what it is.
exactly. You have to bring value to the people that are watching you. Like you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm Davis."
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, give me money now. Like you have to provide some sort of entertainment. But literally that year, I think just how we were as the three of us, and it just hit like a perfect storm. And like I said, what you guys were going through in Warzone, the same thing that we were doing in MW19. I think a big thing is that like Seth and Zuma were still competing, so they weren't streaming. You know, Octane, Nadeshot wasn't streaming. Like nobody was streaming in multiplayer. And then you guys had you had your top guys, but nobody was hitting these like sub-train.
Yeah,
like,
it was so
it's
crazy.
like the sub-train hype. Like people gather behind it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I love Nick. Nick's like the GOAT, but he's on 1,000 sub-train at all times.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, so thank you so much. And he's really appreciative. But when we're on 1,000 sub-train,
it's like, what the?
I'm a handstand. I'm putting thongs on. I'm doing anything I can to like keep it, you know, entertaining. And I think we both hit that at the same time.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I think like even now, I feel like I understand content creation a lot more than I did back then. Mm-hmm. And it's like you prepare right for the blow up. You prepare, and you might not have the numbers that you had back then, and like the same thing here, right? But it's like, okay, how can I make my content good so that way, whenever there is another wave, because there always is another wave for content creation, you are ready and you are prepared to ride that wave with them, right? So I think obviously I didn't know that back then. I was genuinely it's funny, bro. Like I being honest, right? I've never felt like I've been really good at anything, or like in general, I've been called annoying my whole life just because I have too much energy.
Get
like
you.
And then,
this is weird. It's like talking to me.
and then streaming just it happened. And then if I feel like I found something I'm decent at, I'm okay at, you know, and that energy that I constantly have, and I never know what the fuck to do with.
Yeah.
Now
you got
somehow I torque ass. I stop ass. You know?
I torque ass.
That's what I put into, man.
Yeah.
But it's been crazy.
So I imagine that would be hard. Mm-hmm. Is having that initial blow up and then having to learn the community that you just blew up in. Not the community, but the career. Basically, like because I felt like I knew a lot about content creation, especially like I came up in YouTube, and then we blew up on Twitch, So it was like weird for me because I feel like I knew so much shit on YouTube, but I couldn't figure out how to translate it. But you just started streaming, and like you said, in a year, 40K subs. I mean, that's insane. So what was it like trying to learn after the blow up?
Yeah, I mean, man, it was one of those things. I have a very addictive personality, so I was in there, and I think I quickly learned, like, I'm never going to get this opportunity again. Like, I need to put everything into this, and which is obviously going back to like the whole working out thing. I stopped working out completely and just dedicated my entire life to this, and it was a very hard learning experience to just be like, okay, like for me it was the opposite, right? Even now, I understand streaming very well because I've always been a people person. And at the end of the day, like whenever I used to watch streams, like I sometimes felt with a lot of creators, like they didn't really give a fuck about me. Like I was just another viewer, right?
Yeah,
so
I get you.
Even when I had 10 viewers, even now, right? Like depending on the day, right? 1,000 to 500 to 1,500, it just depends, right?
Yeah.
Like I try every day to like really not even just get to know them, but like, yo, like be very appreciative of them being in the stream, right?
Yeah.
So I understand streaming very well, and I understand like every single name is an actual fucking person.
Of course, yeah.
But the one thing I'm still struggling with now is like YouTube, right? Like I don't know where I sit in the YouTube world, and
Yeah.
I'm the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So, but learning the whole thing, man, has just been, even now, I wish I had the knowledge I have now back during
then.
Verdansk, like the blow up
Yeah.
days, right?
Yeah.
So that way I could I would have, things would have been a little bit different. I feel
Yeah.
like. But yeah, it was hard. It's very different. I learned people are different. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but when you're at 40K subs, people treat you a little different.
They do treat you a little different.
Yeah.
They do
People treat you a little different than let's say Warzone 2, when worst state of Warzone ever. The stream, nobody's watching that shit, right? Like we were I think like at 10K somewhere around there, like 8K around there, and people treat you different. That's one thing I think I learned in the space, just learning. Okay, this is the way this works. This is the way.
Yeah.
This is the way things are. But I'm glad I went through it the way I did. Like I'm glad it was, we had to blow up. Then the next 2 years, from a like Warzone perspective, the stream was still okay, but like Warzone perspective, down bad.
Horrible,
I'm very
yeah.
happy I did not make my stream about my gameplay, because like it would have been detrimental to that.
Yeah.
right?
I think that's something that I've always gone back and forth with on Blake and George is they're gamers. They're gamers. And I'm like, we can't make it about gameplay, because like then that's the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like we got to make it about us. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job of doing that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the game helps.
Yeah,
the game
for
right
sure.
now is good. We're at TSC's at a better state in the last 3 weeks than we've been in a long time.
Oh, I agree with you. I know exactly.
I'm sure you. I mean, what is Warzone 3 or whatever they want to call it? The new Warzone just came out. New Warzone map. People liking it? Stream
dude,
liking it?
I literally, it's funny. I was having this conversation stream. I was like, bro, this feels like Verdansk vibes. This feels like
does.
COVID vibes. I don't know what's going on. Like the other day, 2 days ago, we went on 1,000+ sub train, and I was like, bro, what? We haven't gone on 1,000 sub train in 6 months.
Dude.
Like it's been insane. Like
I can't remember. It's so weird. We went on 1,000 sub train last night too.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. I'm like, dude, I think it's been a year and a half.
Yeah,
like it's been a lot. I had to find on my GoXLR where the 1,000 button is. I pressed it, and it's George in Spanish like Milan change. But like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
the vibes right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. I mean, this is the way that I perceive things, and it's like, if people like Seth, Nate Shot, like, bro, my boy right here is playing right now.
Like if Maniac's playing,
Maniac's playing. All these guys are playing Warzone who normally didn't play it, or even like some people hated Warzone, said Warzone's ass. All these people.
Yeah.
Now they're playing. They're like, oh, yo, I'm actually having fun. That's when I feel like, okay, who cares what I think? I'm a Warzone streamer. Of course, I'm gonna try to think it's good,
of course,
no matter what. But like all these people who don't normally saying it's good.
Yeah,
that's when I know we got a good game.
Yeah, so, especially, I mean, I think Tim's playing, and he had a bunch of controversy in the game, and he's still playing it. You know what I mean?
Yesterday, he's like, Warzone's back. Holy shit! Like, and I'm like, oh shit! If Tim said that, okay.
Tim said it.
Yeah. So vibes have been insane, man. Like the stream has just been the energy, bro. Like I'm being honest, streaming Warzone 2 was incredibly hard. Like just
I can't even imagine.
I'm very transparent, bro. Like I if I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm happy, I'm happy.
I get you.
And like when I'm playing in Warzone 2, I wasn't having fun, and like I would literally skid on sometimes and do just chatting for 8 hours, and I'd have more people watching me watch dumbass videos than playing Warzone 2.
100%.
And so like it was a hard year for that, and seeing now, like I'm not taking anything for granted, bro. Like the energy this year, hopefully Raven keeps it up, which they've been killing it with Warzone, and just in general, the game Sledgehammer has been doing amazing.
Yeah,
like
they've been crushing on the multiplayer side too.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully, man, this year is I don't think we'll get the Verdansk numbers or Modern Warfare 2019 numbers, but just the energy has just been insane. So I think Warzone's in a great spot right now.
I think with like Fortnite went back and they did their own they did the classic map again and no build, and then I think it seems like Call of Duty took a little page out of that notebook where it's like, why did we change shit?
Yeah.
because what we're talking about with our streams, I'm sure they have those conversations at Activision all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what did we do wrong? And why is nobody playing anymore when we used to have everyone playing? Like, in 2019, 2020, everyone was playing Warzone.
Yeah.
And something changed.
It sucks because, like,
Why'd they change so much?
yeah, like it sucks, right? Because Infinity Ward was the ones who made Modern Warfare 2019, and they had the craziest year ever with the player count probably since who knows how long in Call of Duty. And then Warzone 2 comes out / Modern Warfare 2, and it's like, I don't know how you guys felt multiplayer, but for us, it was like, bro, what is this? Like,
bro,
it was like,
brother, the Modern Warfare 2. I could talk for a long time about that.
Okay.
It's the most despicable game ever.
Okay, we're in agreement.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because my favorite video game of all time is Modern Warfare 2 from 2009.
Yeah.
And my least favorite game of all time is Modern Warfare 2. It's the same. It's the same thing. I think what Infinity Ward went for is a lot different than what our side of the internet and our side of Call of Duty is interested in.
Yeah.
So I think it worked out for them in the first 2 months, but as you saw, the player count just plummet.
Yeah.
And I think it seems like it's weird because we're so biased. It seems like people are a lot happier now.
Yeah.
But who knows? Because we make up 5% of the whole player base.
Yeah, it's funny. I disagree. We do make up, but I had somebody tell me.
They keep saying it though.
I had somebody from Activision tell me they're like, yo, you guys might make up 5%, but your influence is around like they just threw a rough number, like 30% of like the community. So you guys do hold a lot of influence, right? And so I feel like we downplay how much people actually like, not that we influence, but that like, hey, even if they tune in the stream once a year, they're like, yo, are they enjoying it? Are they liking it? Nah. All right, cool. Like whatever, right?
I get you. No.
So
I'm the same, dude. I agree with you actually. I not to backpedal because I'm not really backpedaling. You just hear all the time that like you guys are 5%. You guys are dude. They've been saying that competitive scene for years, and it's like, how can we be the 0.1% for 10 years straight?
Yeah.
Like the numbers are going up. We got skins in the game now. There's no way that back in 2009, 2010, we were the 0.1%, and we're still the 0.1%. It's not. That can't be true.
Yeah.
And I feel the same. Like if I want to know if Zombies is good, I click on a Noah J video. If I want to know if Warzone is good, I watch you guys, or I watch Tim the Tap Man, or I figure out if I want to know if Search and Destroy is good, I click on a Feuda's video. I feel like there's people that are like that in every game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I have no idea if Fortnite is good. Let me check out Jack and see Courage. See, so I feel like you're right. I feel like the influence is so much different nowadays than it was. Because back in the day, you would watch, like, you would find every once in a while you'd find somebody that would watch like a Machinima video.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you were one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was one of them too. Like, I would be the guy that would watch, a Scump video or a Nadeshot video, and then you go back and look at those videos, and those videos only have like 60K views.
Yeah, and it's insane.
And it's crazy how much it has changed since then.
Oh yeah. So I agree. Like, okay, here's the thing. Like, Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, arguably one of the worst states, right? But it sold the most copies. And I hope that Activision sees this and they're like, they don't take it as, oh, it's because we got to redo that again. Whatever, that worked. Because it sold the most copies, sure. But if you're titling your game Modern Warfare 2, arguably one of the best games in the franchise, and people are thinking, oh, this is a remaster, everybody's buying it. Everybody bought it.
So you think that's...
I 100% think it has to do with the name. It doesn't matter how the gameplay played out. Everybody was going to buy that. But then why did the player count drop
that bad
significantly after a month? Because people played it and were like, yeah, this ain't good. Now it's the complete opposite. Nobody's buying Modern Warfare 3 because they're like, oh, we saw what they did to us last year.
100%.
But this game's actually
good. The game's amazing, dog.
Yeah. And that's why this year, they released numbers that the average hours played per person is significantly higher this year than any other year. They broke records.
I can imagine.
Because the game's good, right?
The game is good. But I think multiplayer is great. I think it's the most fun I've had on multiplayer in 6 years. Like 6 years.
Black Ops 3 for me.
Since Black Ops, yeah. But I had fun in Black Ops 4. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's been a rough go of it. Now that I think about it, but it's been the most fun we've had in a multiplayer in a really long time, and I'm telling you, I've just been mad busy, so I haven't gotten a lot of reps in Warzone yet.
Yeah.
But Warzone seems the most fun since Verdansk.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I played 9 games total of Caldera. I played 1 game of Al Mazrah.
Yeah,
Al Mazrah?
Yeah.
And I don't really like the respawn game mode, so I don't really go into those maps. But I don't know. Did you? But before Warzone came out, did you play any other BRs?
Let's see. Fortnite. I was super into Fortnite. I compete. I made like 3K during Fortnite World Cup. So like
so you were in it.
We were. Yeah, I was.
You're in the
I
thick
would
of it.
scrim. I would.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay,
I love that
okay.
stuff. I wasn't the greatest. I think I had a very good duo. I don't know how I always get good duos.
I get you.
Diaz. Yeah. I don't know. He was my duo for the longest time, but we would place around like top 100, 200 consistently in the World Cup. And back then they were throwing money. Fortnite. I mean, they still are, but the competitive scene back then, you were throwing like I would get top 100. I would make like 1,000, 2,000, something like that. I don't know. Like I was like, damn.
Dude, we think 2019 was crazy for COD. Imagine 2018 for Fortnite.
Yep.
I have many friends that turned into multi-millions.
Yeah. Oh, Fortnite. Sometimes I'm like, damn, did I choose the wrong game?
No, you didn't. You did.
Yeah.
Some people did.
Yeah.
You did not. That shit is so funny.
But yeah, man, no, I dabbled in Fortnite, and that was for me one of the most fun games probably since Black Ops 3. And I keep saying Black Ops 3 because it's the game that really got me like into the scene. Like I was always a COD kid since, I'd watch videos here and there, like not like anything crazy, but then Black Ops 3 was with like, I was like obsessed with everything Call of Duty related, competing. I like CDL or CWL, right? Like, and just I went to a couple like MLG Anaheim, MLG Dallas. I competed in a couple of those, but like trolley, like we wore onesies to like compete, and we just mess around and stuff.
No way.
Yeah. So
you wore onesies.
Yeah, it was fun, man. But yeah.
So what? So you come. Well, first of all, wait. Let me get my other thought out. So
go ahead.
You play Fortnite. See, when I came up, Blake and George make fun of me. They call me an old man. What I love about BRs is that Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I'm the last alive. I survived.
Yeah. And
now I'm in a high anxiety. But now it seems like it's just like everyone drops in all. Dude, we were playing Warzone 2 days ago. I had a gulag pack. I had $19,000, and I had a gulag. Just always coming back.
So okay,
do you like that?
Here is my, you're bringing up great topics, by the way, because these are all things that I actively discuss a lot with the community.
Okay.
But here, and sadly, another thing, like I said, we learn a lot in the being a content creator is seeing everything. Sadly, at the end of the day, it's all about player count, and it's all about how many players are playing the game, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at it right now, over the last 2 years, Resurgence, I call it, nobody get mad in the comment, I call it the Mickey Mouse game mode.
It's super Mickey Mouse. Crazy Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
y'all can get mad at me. I don't care. Keep playing your Mickey Mouse ass game mode. We'll play on the big map.
I always troll it. I'm like, it's a joke, right? I'm always like, Resurgence for shitters. Like it's
they're all just watching strafe videos. Yeah. And he's just cracked out of his skull.
So I see that, but I see it from a business perspective, and a lot of the casual community doesn't have time to spend 20, 30 minutes playing a game. They play a quick 10-minute, 15-minute Resurgence, and if they die because they're not great, they just come back, and they can get better. They can actually get a lot better faster than in BR. But BR takes more brain, and it's a little bit different. It's kind of like it's a middle ground between BR and multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
So what I think is happening is Call of Duty or Activision is seeing a big majority of our player count is coming from Resurgence community, and how can we make the big map kind of like that? I don't like it. I do like BR feeling like BR, and Resurgence feeling like Resurgence. So
I agree.
But I feel like right now with Warzone, we're at the point where it's right in the middle. This is literally a blend of Resurgence and what Verdansk used to be. We're right in the middle of you know, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still fun. It's still fun. But I think that's where we're at right now. But
Yeah.
I think it caters to more people, and maybe it's a big part of why a lot of people like it. And even then, bro, like with Warzone 2, so boring. I hate it. And I actually became a resurgence guy. Like I was like,
Oh, okay.
I want to get into gunfights. I want to actually
Yeah.
feel so. I was like, okay, you know, I took back. I was like, yo, maybe resurgence isn't for shitters. Like, I can see why you
start
guys,
backpedaling.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, guys. No, I just wasn't trying it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, like I see why this has the community it has, because like, yeah, like I was watching Seth stream yesterday. He's like, I love Warzone when you're in the mix. I love Warzone when you shit on one kid, you slide cancel, you shit on another one. Like,
it's the best.
Resurgence is that 24/7.
Yeah.
But
it's not really.
it's not, yeah,
It's
you don't
not
get the
really.
dopamine.
Yeah.
Because like it means more in VR. Resurgence. Like,
If you want to get in the mix, just go play High Rise 24/7, and you'll be in the mix. But like, the real mix of it is like, your man got knocked.
Yeah.
You're
What are you
playing
gonna do?
trios. You're in a 2v3. Y'all are separate. He's looting over there. Now you're 1v3.
Yeah.
And you crack the first guy. You know what I mean?
What do you do here?
You're
Yep, yeah.
plating. You jump out a window. Like, that shit is the fun part.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
stuff. Like, I don't play a lot of Warzone, but that's the part that I like watching.
Yeah.
And you seeing people do that over and over and over and over again playing on Alcatraz is just like, all right, man, I've seen this 100 times. You know what I mean? I've seen it 100 times, but that's why I've always been a big map guy, and why Blake and George make fun of me is I've always been a one life. Because my first BR was H1Z1.
Oh.
And like, I know
Those were like-
I know it's Mimi talking about H1Z1 because it's like, I feel like an old man. Like, I feel like an old man.
How long were those games? Those were long games, right?
Yeah, they were, like, solos were mad long.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was 100. I think it was only 100 players.
Yeah, I think it was too.
Actually, maybe it was 150. It might have been, but it was squad. It was you play solos, and solos are crazy.
Yeah.
And the first time, I'll never forget the first time I won an H1Z1. My hands like shaking. I'm so scared. And then you play duos, and or you play squads with fives.
Oh wow.
And if you died, you were done.
The whole game.
There was no coming back. There was no way to buy your teammates back. No gulag. And so that was what BR was to me. And then Warzone comes out, and first of all, the gulag is probably one of the best.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best ideas Activision, Call of Duty has ever had.
Yeah.
And crazy idea. So I was like, oh shit, you get an idea, you're able to come back. But then as I'm playing it a lot more, it's just like the more you come back, the less it feels like a BR. But still, I think it's an amazing game. That's always what I like watching Warzone. I do enjoy playing it. I don't think I could ever grind it, but it is. It just doesn't feel like a BR, but that doesn't mean it's not an amazing game.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing game.
Yeah, I mean, again, like that whole resurgence I think it's because they found what the majority of their player base likes.
Yeah, 100%.
And so they're going to cater toward that, which, again, I understand the business side of everything now, and it's like
get it.
viewership / like player count is everything.
That's why I hope this year they go. I hope they go hard on ranked this year.
Ooh, okay. Like ranked multiplayer or ranked Warzone?
Warzone.
Okay.
Like Warzone last year was you drop into a Warzone map and then it was just ranked, right?
Yeah.
Like, did they take shit out of ranked?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
So it was a couple things were restricted, and they, it's funny how ranked at first for Warzone, the first two is because it released I think season 3.5 ranked, so you only had half a season, and then season 4 was technically season 2 of ranked.
Okay.
But those 2 seasons were damn near perfect. Like
Really?
It wasn't about who could grind the most. It was like, yo, if you're number 1, because you're pretty damn good. Like,
Yeah.
You would lose so much SR to start off with, and you'd play, and if you got shit on, hey, bro, you're gonna drop. Like,
Right.
And people weren't able to really climb that much, unless you were really good.
Yeah.
But then they ruined it. Sadly.
Wait, so they changed the SR system?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've been a big advocate for it because I was like, yo, we got to change this because it was really good before, but now it turned into who can play the most now. So people are doing 24 hours, 48 hours streams, just trying to grind the leaderboard, but not because they're good. I'm not saying that they're bad, but not because they're the best in the world, but just because they have more time or they can stay up later or whatever the case may be. So I think if there's anything that I really hope they do is they get back to like the true SR system that we had the first couple seasons of ranked, because that was fun as hell.
Yeah, I can imagine. And that was like, I guess like some sort of multiplier system or just like kills and placement points. And yeah, that sounds fun. And I think this year with a solid rank system, where I think if they have a rank system and they take out the redeploys, they take out
I hope they do
all the stuff that we just did, the optic 100K customs trios.
You guys did a great job, by the way, at that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't consider myself like very knowledgeable in Warzone, but I really liked the format.
Yeah.
We didn't say it a lot on broadcast, but it's the Apex format.
Yeah.
It's the you
point.
play to match point, and then in match point you got to win a game, and it's customs. I really like watching customs. I'm kind of kill raced out.
Yeah.
I respect it, but like I want to see the best players play against the best players,
Yeah.
And so I think it went really well, and I got a little brain trust together. It was like Almond, Joe Woe, Unrational, a few people.
You guys made the rule set, right?
Yeah, got a few people together, and I was like, all right, hit me, boys, hit me with a rule set. So they all worked it out. Shifty was being a pain in the ass, but everybody else was pretty nice,
Yeah. That man, Shifty got opinions, bro.
He does.
He's funny, man.
So yeah, it was. And they came up with like it's damn near perfect rule set. It got a bunch of the guns off the ground, or a bunch of the guns that you can't use. You can pick them off the ground and stuff. No redeploys. They kind of scaled back ways you could buy people back, except like with money you can just earn them. And I think it played pretty damn well.
It did.
And I'd love to see Raven incorporate that in game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, right? But last year it was Treyarch involved in charge of ranked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
dude, they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. We can probably talk about that if you want.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be in charge this year. But I would hope whoever is in charge, like, make it actually competitive, because I know, like, they want to try to they said it that they don't want went to the, like, I went to go talk to them at Treyarch, or what was that, Raven, but Treyarch was there, and they're like, they don't want to take off that many things from the game. They want to try to leave as many things in, but just balance them.
I remember those days.
And I told him, I was like, look, I don't think, and I know you guys have probably been through this, I was like, I don't think that's the way to do it, because you can balance things left and right, and it's like, it'll never be 100% balanced, especially in the VR where there's so many types of equipment, so many things.
Yeah.
Just take out the stuff that's cheese, that shouldn't be in the game, and make it as competitive as possible. Like, that's why, for example, the 100K was actually pretty damn competitive, because it was like, yo, who can like perform at the highest level when every life has meaning to it. It's not like, oh, you died, here's a redeploy, here's a gulag token.
Right.
So I hope that they really try to make ranked this year.
I hope so too, because I think if that happens, you might even get people outside of the game coming into Warzone.
Yeah.
And like, yo, we can play ranked. Like those people, like the people that play Valorant or people that play Apex. I think Apex is probably the biggest example.
Yeah.
I think if you get a good rank system in Warzone, where you're not dropping in and you're dying to RPG off the back, like you might get some of those Apex guys to come in.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this shit's kind of fun. I could play this when I'm not scrimming or something like that. You get a little fucking Imperial House stream, that would be lit. I mean, that would be so sick. And I think something that scares developers is what we've dealt with in multiplayer for a long time, is that they're so terrified that the game, the competitive version of the game and the casual or the regular out of the box version of the game are going to be so different that people aren't going to understand them.
Yeah.
Understand the difference.
Deal, yeah.
But it's like, especially in Warzone, if you go into Warzone and you just get rid of all the ground loot, the casuals aren't going to be like, damn, I haven't seen a battle rifle on the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a battle rifle on the ground. Like, what am I doing wrong? They're not going to think that. They're just going to pick up whatever gun is on there and go about the match.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you make it where they can't choose their gun and their loadouts, there's ways to get around it where it's not confusing at all.
Yeah.
I think a lot of developers think that a lot of things are more confusing than they really are.
We've always said this, like, ranked should feel like ranked, and casual pubs should feel like pubs. Like one-shot snipes. You don't like it in pubs? Too bad. It's fun for casuals. People love that.
It's so fun.
Like a lot of people love it, but one-shot snipes in competitive.
Still fun.
I highly disagree. This is like the biggest thing that like, after the tournament on, what was it, last Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it was? Biggest thing that people were complaining about was the one-shot snipes. Even with just one being allowed, it was still insane. And now we had a tournament 2 days ago, back-to-back days, and people were like, yeah, get these out ASAP, right? Like, because when you're playing against the top 1%, everybody can hit their snipes. Everybody can. Like, yes, it is a skill gap when you're in pubs because you're playing against, not the greatest players, but when you're playing against Breadman, Shifty, all these guys, they're gonna hit their snipes. So you could have the perfect play. You can be making the perfect smokes, whatever, and they hit you with a snipe, you're dead. Like, sorry, bro. Like, your run is over. So from a competitive side, people hate it. Now that I'm a watch partier podcaster now.
You love it.
I just want whatever the community wants.
It's the same. It's what I hear Seth. I hear Seth and Zen say this all the time. Like, yeah, I used to hate snipes in multiplayer, but now that I'm watching, and I'm like, see, now you get that other perspective.
Yeah. So we have both perspectives now.
Of course, like I can understand it, but like I don't want to see Breadman with an AR. I want to see that motherfucker hitting snipes. I want to see him shooting people with the big gun. I don't know. Maybe I can see both sides of it in Warzone. I can. I can't see both sides in multiplayer.
You think they should be in
100%? Yeah. I think it's faded as hell that they're not.
I think what would be good.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think having the crate system that a lot of BR has is the best system.
Yeah.
The Kraber in Apex, the snipe.
Where you have that one-shot sniper, but you're gonna risk a lot.
You're gonna risk yourself to get it. I think that is the best system.
I like that a lot too.
To be fair,
I mean, look. So when the one-shot snipes, right? At least just in general, even multiplayer Warzone. Why do you think right now there's aim assist with sniping? Because back in BO3, we would see people hitting snipes on Redwood. It's like, that man's nasty.
Nasty.
Because there's no aim assist and but now it's like, everybody's got aim assist and it's kind of like.
No, I get what you're saying. Like that, I think Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, because those are the only 2 years without aim assist. And there's every other year ever has had aim assist. And you really got to see who had it. You really got to see who had it. And I think it spoiled everything. Because it was great for the people that had it. You see Simp, and at least on our side, you see Simp, you see Formal, you see Dashy. They're hitting crazy snipes. You're like, they're the best ever. And then 2 years later, anybody can do it. And it spoiled the people that had it because they're like, nobody can touch me. But also, it made it impossible for the casuals. Bro, imagine being let's say someone that sucks at COD. Like, let's say Nickmercs. So let's say he...
That's fucked up.
Like, you give him, you give someone a DSR. I think that's what's called, a DSR. No. That's Black Ops 2. Paladin. You give someone a Paladin in Black Ops 4 that gets to play COD twice a week. They're never gonna hit a shot. They're never gonna hit a shot. It's too hard. It's too hard for like a casual person. And the thing with Call of Duty is it's always gonna be a casual game. First.
So this phrase came into my mind when you said that. So it's like Call of Duty is trying to give that feeling. Let's say Dashy, right? He's so nasty, and he's like, bro, like I'm hitting these crazy shots. Like that's a dopamine hit, right? So COD is trying to give that to everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, but for some reason this thought came to my head. What's it called? Is it Invincible? No, Incredibles, where it's like when everybody's super, nobody is.
100%.
So it's like, like back then in the old days when you were good, like. You knew you were good.
You knew you were good.
Yeah, and like you would hit these shots and you're like, like that feels insane. And back then we would be like, okay, we're not good, let's get better. Like I want to try to get that. 100%. So then it means more when you hit those crazy shots or when you whatever. Even Warzone, do the 1v4s. But when you have a game like Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, where there's no skill gap, it's like, anybody can get away with doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but also I think that's just the name of the game. Unfortunately, that's just Call of Duty now. I mean, I think obviously Verdansk comes out, 2019 comes out, and they ramp up skill-based matchmaking. They haven't talked about it ever.
Yeah, they said they were going to.
They said they were going to. But you get the inside scoop. We'll see. We'll see what they actually say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Honestly, who said that? Wasn't Chris? Well, Chris had mentioned it, but they had made a tweet, didn't they?
Yeah.
That they were going to talk about like SBMM for the first time.
I think it was. I thought it was you, but I think it was. Now that you're saying that, I think it was Swag.
No, I didn't say anything.
I thought they were coming on your podcast. Is that not?
Well, they did come on the podcast, but
they didn't talk about it.
They didn't talk about SBMM.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I know Chris had said it, but didn't they Sledgehammer make like I don't know, maybe I'm faded. I don't know. I thought they made a tweet about.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, I remember the clip. It's Swag saying, "I think they're going to talk about." They didn't say skill-based matchmaking, but the matchmaking system
works.
or something like that.
Something like that.
So yeah, it's so obvious for people that are good because before that year, if you were good enough, you would run every lobby.
Yeah.
And you're just good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just how it is. You're just better than the rest of the lobby. And every once in a while, you'd find your match, and then you're like, all right, nah, I'm better than him. You know what I mean? Like, if you're dropping 25 kills in TDM, I'm gonna drop 27. You know, like that's just how it was. But nowadays, everyone's going 10 and 9. Everyone's going 8 and 11.
Yeah.
Everyone's right there on the even playing field, and it doesn't feel like the same.
Yeah.
So you've got to have that. I think you got to have that rank play system in order to feel that.
To change it, yeah. Like X Defiant, bro. Like I remember playing X Defiant, no SBMM. I'm like, bro, I'm shitting on kids. I'm like, yo, this is fun. Like, and then I'm sure their ranked felt like ranked. Like you were playing against good players.
100%.
You know, and so, but who knows? Maybe they have information that we don't know why they do what they do. But
I'm sure it's all algorithm.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's plug in numbers, get out money. That's what it is. That's what everything is.
And maximizes money. Right,
it's a weird thing because it's almost like it's not. It's just like you can't argue against that.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, they're a business of trying to make money. If that's what makes them the most money, then all we can do is be like, man, back in our day though.
Yeah.
These kids don't know back in our day.
Yeah, man.
I was running shit.
I miss OG COD, man. I miss OG COD.
The Around the Bar podcast is presented by Center. Center offers all natural hemp-derived CBD beverages with premium ingredients to help you find clarity and focus in everyday life. At your bar, Center could be a great addition to your mixed drinks. Add the balance powder to your drink of choice for a CBD boost without changing the flavor of your drink. Center can also serve as a tasty alcohol alternative. A favorite mix of mine is the unsweetened CBD sparkling drink with a pomegranate relaxed flavor of CBD powder. Center has supported many of the podcasts, the Optic Podcast, the Flycast, and of course now Around the Bar. It's a great product. Please go check it out. Take a sip, take a moment, find your Center. Use Optic 25 for 25% off your first order today. Go to findyourcenter.com and also follow the guys on Instagram. They're doing giveaways and stuff all the time. So at Find Your Center on Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Center for sponsoring the first season of Around the Bar. And thank you for Austin Cox for making that wonderful, wonderful drink. All right, back to the podcast. So I do have a few questions. First of all, let's talk about. We've talked a lot about the intricacies of Warzone. So let's talk about some other stuff. The differences between Baka Bros and TST, from what I see from an outside perspective, is that TST we're extremely unique in the fact that like we went to high school together and they had never played, they had never streamed or done any sort of competitive or like content or anything. So I like kind of brought them in and we do everything together.
Yeah.
You guys do your own thing.
Yeah.
But you're in a squad.
Yeah.
What are the intricacies of that? Like when you guys are starting to blow up, how difficult is it to keep a friendship together whenever you guys are all blowing up in different ways? Yeah,
I mean, it's a very difficult thing to do, I feel like. At least, so I guess, like being transparent, right? Like even now, right? Kind of like we have always been homies, right? The thing is, I've been homies with Diaz for, right? He was 13 years old, 14 years old. And I met Lucky maybe like in the Fortnite era, so 2018, right?
Right.
So that whole like dynamic, it's like, oh, I've known Diaz longer, but like it doesn't really matter. Like we're all boys, right? And then we're all blowing up together. So like at least I would, the first 2-3 years of our, Baka Bros, I literally wanted to do everything together. I was like, yo, we're getting on at the same time. We're hitting goal live at the same time. Like, we're the boys, right? Like, this is what we're doing. And so the thing that kind of like, I don't want to say separated us, because by no means am I putting any blame on nothing. Like, we're still, we talk every day. Like, we don't play it together as much.
You're talking to maybe one of the only people in the world that can understand what you're saying right now.
Yeah. But it's like Lucky pretty much decide, like, he doesn't like Big Map. Like, he liked the dopamine hits from Resurgence.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey man, like I get on and I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy BR. I don't like Resurgence just feels fun to me. And I was like, you know what? Like, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. So that kind of created a divide, but it was like, yo, like a lot of people in the stream didn't understand it. They're like, oh, like, why isn't Lucky with you guys? There's no more Baka. I was like, no, bro, like, we're still homies. We'll play together from time to time, like once a week, whatever, twice a week. But like, I care about his mental more than anything. And like, if he's getting on every stream and he's hating what he's doing, I don't want that. That's not my boy.
Yeah,
right?
I get you.
So like, even now, like, it's the same thing. Like, for the last 2 years, it's been like that. Where like Diaz and I will always be playing together because we love BR. We like, you know.
Yeah.
But Lucky's been like, Diaz and I are very stream driven, and like Betsy Big Map. Lucky's very Resurgence YouTube driven.
Yeah.
So it creates a little bit of quote unquote disconnect, but like, we are still boys nonetheless. We're ride or dies. Those are my brothers, you know.
Of course.
So, but everything we do when it comes to Baka, like, we're gonna host a tournament. All right, let's go. I don't care.
Of course.
I'm like, me, if we're hosting a Rebirth tournament, I don't give a fuck. We're not playing BR. We're gonna go support Lucky in this, whatever.
Of course, yeah.
Same thing. If we're doing something Lucky, hey, get off Resurgence. I don't care. You're coming with us.
Yeah.
And so, it's definitely it was hard to maneuver at first.
I can imagine. Yeah.
We were like, bro, like, at first it was like, yo, like, what do you mean, bro? Like, what about us? Like, you know. But it's like, then we take a step back and it's like, you know what, like, at the end of the day, I want him to enjoy what he's doing.
Yeah.
And if he's enjoying Resurgence and he really does hate BR as much as he does, then, like, you know, it's cool. Like, we try to get together, like, once a week to do videos together, just hang out, you know. So, but I mean, I hope I start to like Resurgence more, so we can all be together and do more shit together.
For sure.
Man. But yeah, it's no matter what, those are my boys. My ride or dies right there.
And Lucky, whenever Big Map kind of goes down. It's funny we call it Big Map. It just sounds so trolly, but it's what it is. Whenever the Big Map version of Warzone kind of goes down, Resurgence kind of has a resurgence.
Yeah.
And Lucky's YouTube kind of blows the fuck up at that point. And that, I mean, that's got to be mad exciting to see your boy blow up like that.
I remember I told Lucky, I was like, because that guy, he literally, like, obviously he's great at streaming, but I feel like
he's a godlike YouTuber.
His YouTube, like,
he's so good.
That man, I know for a fact one day he will have fucking 5-10 million subs on YouTube, right? We're in a bad state right now, but his YouTube went from literally like 50K, 60K to like, I think right now he's like I think he might be like at 250, 300, 400. I don't even know, but his videos, bro, were getting like, every video he's posting every other day, 250, a million, 250, 100K, like 250, 300, 400, like, and
that's
he just
insane.
Blew up. He learned YouTube. He studies a lot. So that was another thing of why I don't want to say separation, because there was no separation, but why he went down a different path than we did, even though we're still homies. I don't want to make it seem like
no.
You know?
I mean,
you get it, right?
I get it. Well, I mean, that's more of a. I get it from like an optic perspective.
Yeah.
Like, we've got. You know, we've got people that stream, we've got people that do YouTube, we got people that do, you know, more on the business side. And, you know, regardless, like, because I've always been, like I said, I've always been more of a YouTube brain. And then you've got like Scump, who's more of a competitive brain. Yeah. And then you've got, you know, Pomage, who's more of like a YouTube and stream. Like, we've got people all over the place. But when we come together, we still like try to perform. And so, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, seeing him blow up and seeing even, I just, for me, just one thing you gotta know about me, like, I don't care about myself. Like, I really want my boys to fucking prosper. Like, seeing D blow up the way it did made me fucking so proud. Like, seeing Lucky in his YouTube, I remember calling, I was like, bro, like, I'm so fucking proud of you, bro, because I know how much work he put into it. So, seeing him be like, yo, hey, I'm gonna go do this because my YouTube's blowing up, I'm like, hey, bro, do your thing, because I know, like, in a year, 2 years right now, when you're fucking, you're millions of subs on YouTube, we gonna come back and we gonna hang out, but like you gonna be in a much better position.
You owe me a Ferrari, but
yeah, man. So really love seeing the boys, man.
So you guys go through these waves. I mean, the three of you come up. Lucky goes off and he's like an extremely successful YouTuber, especially in the resurgent scene. You at one point you're the 6th most subscribed Twitch streamer in the world, and then Biffle is like the best Warzone player, like probably at multiple times in his career he's been number 1.
Yeah.
Is it always all love?
Yeah,
or is there ever times where it's like, damn, because whenever you're real close with somebody, you know what I mean, and then they fucking blow up, you're like, I love you and I'm so happy for you, but like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing wrong? Or you know what I mean?
In that sense, at least me personally, I don't like. I guess it's just I've always grown up around people and like I've never like I don't get like that. Like I'm not like. Like I put me on a lie detector test. For me, I see my boys succeed, and like I'm always like, fuck yeah, bro. I'm never like, oh fuck, like that should be me. I really do. I despise people who are. I want to see you winning, but not more than me.
Dude,
I hate that shit. That's me. But as far as like,
it's gotta be a Hector thing. That's how Hex is.
It's like I want to see my boys winning. I want to see my boys prospering, right? But the one thing I'll tell the boys is like, don't ever fucking forget about us. Like Lucky, you might be blowing up, but don't ever forget where you came from. Don't ever forget about the boys. And yeah, you might meet all these resurgent people. Remember, like, we're the boys. Diaz, you might be the best player in the world. You play with Shifty, all these guys, but don't remember who you were fucking playing $1 wagers with, right?
Yeah.
So, but you can ask, my fiance right there. We're brothers. It's not always like, oh, we're the perfect. No, fuck no. Like, D's a piece of shit. Like, that kid D, it's funny, man. That guy's taught me a lot about, I love the guy. He's like my little brother. He's taught me a lot of patience in life. Like, the way his brain thinks of things, I'm like, bro, how can you think like that? But I'm like, I have to teach him. I'm like, bro, you don't do that because of this. Like,
right.
You don't. This is why you shouldn't do that. I genuinely feel like the dad to all these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not always sunshines and rainbows. I've gotten into fights with Lucky where we're in Discord calls yelling at each other.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah,
dog.
Diaz, same shit. Like he's at the crib, like you fucking didn't clean this shit up. But at the end of the day, like. I think my pops taught me, like, we're all different, and everybody processes things differently, whether it be, anger, pain, whatever the case may be. We all think differently, but as long as you're a good person, we're all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna, have our flaws. We all got flaws. I got flaws. We all do. But like, how are you as a human being? And that's what I look for in general, the people that are around me. Like, again, we talked about, like, everybody, when you're on top of the world, you're at 18K subs, right? 40K subs, whatever. Everybody's treating you like, you're the fucking best.
Matt, did you hear that? He said when you're at 18K subs or 40K subs or whatever.
That's high.
Highs and lows, man.
That's
The highs and lows,
30K difference. That's a 20K difference.
Dude, it don't matter. That
is $100,000 difference. He said it like it was like grass is green or whatever.
Stop. No, bro. Like, bro, okay. When you're at those crazy peaks, right? Like, people gonna treat you different. People gonna like they gonna act different, bro. People are gonna everything you do is like amazing, but like you gotta remember like your day ones, the people that
100%.
are actually rocking with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing with me is like, let's hypothetical. Let's say Around the Bar gets bigger than Joe Rogan or something.
Yeah.
Like just some crazy thing happens. Like, I don't care how different people treat me that I don't know. Sure, people are gonna maybe blow smoke up my ass for a little bit, and then when the shit dies off, then they'll leave. That's cool. That's gonna happen. All I care about is that my boys are the same. That's all I care about. I think that's something that I knew that I was that way, and so when we start blowing up, and TST starts doing well, or it happens in Optic is a lot as well. It's just like, if Blake or George go on their own avenue and they like blow up, man, I'm gonna be so damn happy for them. You know what I mean? But like, just know, like, I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just as a friend and as a person, like we're boys and we'll always be that. And I think we all think that way too.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people don't think that way, and that's why Blake, George, and I are cocky about it. Like, nobody could do what we do.
Yeah.
And I still don't think people can, but seeing that you guys are still you guys, and you know, y'all are still doing your own thing, and you guys, it seems like you guys are spearheading it in a lot of different avenues. I mean, it's mad inspiring, and I think that a lot of people say to TST, I really like TST because it seems like my boys at the lunch table, you know, we go home, we play. It reminds me of like being back in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what I'm sure you guys get that all the damn time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys do.
I mean, it's funny that like now we have like our boy Rampage, right? I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Genuinely the funniest motherfucker I know. Like, so whenever and he lives with us, right? So him being in the call with us, like, he's that one kid that we all roast. Like it was so always on his ass. And people always say that to us, like, bro, you guys remind me of me and my boys, and we're always just like, it's fun, man. I like people. People always think like, yo, if I have homies or anything, like they're gonna take my business or they're gonna take my viewers. And it's like, you got to think about it in a different way. It's like, 100%. Yo, if Hitch goes to the fucking moon, by default, you know, TST goes up to
exactly.
Like, it's just,
yeah.
You know, so I know it's a big thing in the content realm where it's like, oh, I don't play with these guys because they might take my viewers, and it's like,
yeah, dude, it's
like, bro, like
strange.
Everybody's like, as long as you keep doing what you're doing, you focus on your own content and you provide, you know, something good that people want to watch. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. People, like, there is always room for everybody in the scene. You just gotta think. Some people just, I don't know, they're scared. I feel like it's kind of dumb, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's get a little spicy when we talk about Warzone. It seems like Warzone for some reason is that game where like there's so much content that is surrounding it that is just such negative content. I can think of 2 or 3 YouTubers off the top of my head that are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But they make a career off of just trashing Warzone. And what is your overall thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, bro. At first, it was like, I played into it. I was a sheep, right? And I was like, no, like, he's not hacking, bro. Like, what? Like, oh my God, you're calling out Lucky, you're calling out Diaz, like, oh,
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you're an idiot, like all this stuff. And then I realized, I'm like, damn, bro, like, this guy is smart. Like, he know, like, in a sense, I hate the guy, right? I hate both of them, right? But they know what they're doing because, listen, we live in a world where people refuse to get better now. Now the generation, nobody wants to get better. Nobody wants to put in hard work to get better. And by default, everybody's a cheater, right? So you have these people that know these guys don't cheat. We go to LAN, bro. I go up on my stream. I have a camera where I go. It's like I can take it in wireless, and I can show everybody's POVs. Like I have Shifty dropping 40 with me, like just behind him. I screen everything, right? And somehow, some way, people are still calling everybody hackers. But when it comes to that, man, it just like, I've learned that there's nothing I can do to prove that anybody is or isn't cheating because people have made up their minds. They're like, yo, I'm bad. Nobody can be better than me.
Yeah.
And the only way you're better than me is if you're cheating.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's a lot of people like that in the casual community that they think like that. And so they have monopolized that, like, people's pretty much lack of self-confidence in themselves.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like, they're cheating? Okay, yeah, they're cheating,
100%.
right? So, yeah, there's a lot of negativity, man. But I think it's just like, if you just ignore it, like, it literally will go away.
Yeah. I see. I'm half and half because I think so too. I mean, obviously, there's some people there's some guys that just make videos solely off of just putting Joe's face on the thumbnail and saying, "Oh my God, he's a cheater." And it's like, if you know Joe, he's not smart enough to download any hacks, in the first place. But then on the other side of it, I think coming from Call of Duty, damn, it's just one of those games where it's grimy as hell.
Oh yeah.
Until you get where eyes are on you, it's like a battlefield down there.
I agree with you, right? But here's the deal. Here's my problem with the whole hacker hunter thing. It's if they actually wanted a hacker, bro, go to all the lesser known people, right? You can actually find hackers. I interviewed a hacker on my podcast, and we talked about it, why he did it, all this stuff, and we're like, all right, bro, like whatever. We had the conversation, and like we actually interviewed somebody, but they know that that's not gonna get clicks. So that's my issue with it. If they actually were, dude, you can find so many hackers. I feel like in Warzone, S&D, there's a lot of Warzone or Call of Duty. There's a lot of scummy people out there, right? You know,
it's been like that for 10, 15 years.
But that don't get the clicks, bro. If I was to make a video, I caught Joe cheating. Oh shoot, Joe was a big streamer. Like, hold on, like
100%.
They're gonna watch it, but that's gonna make them $1,000 a video. You know, what's his name? I'm not gonna say. One of them told me, like, I was messing with him in the comments, and he's like, oh, I make $2,000 a video. You think I'm gonna you think I care about a solo YOLO win or whatever? And then he deleted it instantly, bro. And I was like, bro, let me ask the community, if you're making $2,000 a video lying about somebody cheating, you think you're gonna stop? Like, I mean, morally, right? Like, people with good morals would be like, oh, like, no, we're not doing that, regardless of the money. But people like that, who scumbags, they're like, yo, they're making $2K a video. Like,
and it's crazy because I think we're talking about the same guy. That particular guy will say like, oh, you know, this we got it whenever we had Z, we get a lot. You know, obviously, if Z's on any video, there's a wave of fucking zombies that come into the comments.
Hacker, cheater.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, they'll say like Z is scamming his audience in order to get paid because he's doing something. He's, you know, manipulating his audience to think that he's better than he is. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's what you're doing. You are putting the same 9 people, like poor Nadia's in hot tubs now. She's not worried about any of this shit. And she's still on every single thumbnail. And it's like, you are manipulating your audience in order for you to get paid. That's all you're doing. And so like, how I feel like people just don't put it into that perspective. But like, then again, why would they? Like,
they don't. They
all they want to do is be like, I am, you know, here I am running my Bass P and hitting 6 out of every 15 shots. I should be as good as Scum.
This guy,
And it's like, the only way I'm not is he hacks. It has to be what it is.
It's crazy, bro. Like the way everything's been. It's like back in the day, we would see people that are better than us or like be shitting in the lobby, and we want to add them. We want to be like, yo, what's up, bro? How you so good? Like, you know. But then now it's instantly like, oh, that guy might be hacking. That guy might be cheating. Like, it just, I don't know.
It just is how it is, though. It's not. It's really no one's fault. I mean, the only person's fault it is the developer, really, because like, you don't get that in Valorant. You don't really get that in Apex. Like maybe I mean, Matt, is there a lot of that in Apex?
The hacker thing, there's quite a bit in Apex,
Really? So there are people in ALGS that you think made it because they hacked? Or are you talking baseline casuals?
I just mean like baseline casual,
No, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about people that made it in the ALGS because they hacked.
Yeah, not a lot then.
Yeah.
Not a lot,
See, that's the thing in COD is like, I mean, I hate to throw him under the bus, but the biggest example is my man Dylan Envoy. He's one of the best CDL players of all time. He used to keyboard. And I also, not throw him under the bus, but my man Huskers, one of the best mouse and keyboard aims I've ever seen. There's no way he wasn't boarding back in the day. There's no way he wasn't boarding. And it's like there are people that have made it, and Huskers, I'm sorry if you weren't, but you were. There's no way. There's no way that there aren't people that did some scummy shit, made it, and now they're not doing it anymore. And so, do you think because you were so close growing up with Biffle, and I've heard you say it 100 times that he's always been that nice. Even in multiplayer, even in Fortnite, going to Warzone. Do you think that because you saw his come up and you're like, you know, he didn't do anything weird, that like you kind of turn a blind eye to some people that might have?
You know, I would hope not, man. Because even with Shifty, right? Like Shifty got accused for so long, bro. He got blacklisted.
I was on the fucking wave. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that MP5 clip. I was like, what?
So
give me a fucking break.
Seeing him, right? And like, I took a big gamble on him, and I guess it's like I like to think I'm a decent judge of character. And I talked to him for a little bit, and I instantly knew. A lot of people say he's cocky and all this shit. Like, But once you see past that, like I see the real Shifty, right? Like I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't think this guy's capable of cheating. And just I talked to him for a while, seen him play, and just kind of heard his whole story. And I'm like, then even on LAN, I compared like behind the scenes both, and I was like, I don't think this guy's hacking, bro. And so I was one of the first people to vouch for him, and I don't think he was. And it was a big deal. And so I told him to the house, and he moved in, and I was like, look, man, I was like, I'm putting my word out there, and for me, like my word is a big deal to myself, right?
For sure.
And so if I'm saying that you're not cheating, like, I was like, brother, like, you better not be fucking cheating.
I get you. I get you.
I was like, I'm gonna walk into your room randomly with a camera, and if I catch you cheating, I'm gonna put you up on YouTube. I don't care. Like, I was like, that's how I am. Like, I don't believe in scummy shit. And so if and he's like, nah, bro, I promise. And so
from that day on, he never cheated again.
I mean, hey, top fragger in World Series of Warzone.
Hey, no, you
LAN.
can't. I'm not taking anything away from him or anybody that proves themselves on LAN. If you prove yourself on LAN, Dylan will never have to keyboard again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, if you prove yourself on LAN, you cannot say shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that clip of Blast, I know Blast and Shifty had a little thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that clip of Blast, and he was like, yo, I thought he hacked. I still think he hacked, but he showed up on LAN. I can't say shit anymore. Yeah. And that's just that's how Call of Duty is. That's how video games are.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing where it's like, there for sure are people, so many people in the casual side of Warzone that hack.
Yeah.
That, you play hackers every day. Dude, Peak for Dance was horrible.
Yeah, insane.
There were so many hackers. And so, you get the casual guy that's like, I can't even get 3 kills before I get hacked on. So I know that all these people that are getting millions of views, they have to all be hacking.
Yeah.
And it just creates such a toxic.
I don't know. I feel like if you're good enough, though, like, you can tell when someone hacks. Like, you can genuinely tell. Like,
shit. I mean,
I don't know. That's how I feel, at least. But then again, like Jimbo and all that shit, like I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, at least in my opinion, like I can watch a kill cam and kind of
immediately
know, okay, this guy's hacking, or this guy's, I think, is just good.
I agree with
unless, dude, I at least I don't think I found anybody that's like, yo, you are very good at keeping it hidden, or like that anybody has come out. Like, nobody has come out that's been like, oh, you were hacking for a year plus, and we finally caught you. I just think like you can tell if you're a good enough player.
I'm sure that, dude. I'm sure there's I'm sure there are like some grimy Discord channels. They got like foot pedals and fucking, so there's 9 different monitors and hidden shit, and it's like, dude, at that point, just get better. Like, get better, bro. Just get better. Like, you don't need all that. But yeah, I mean, that being said, let me ask, you think Nadia was hacking?
No, I don't think she was.
You're lying.
I don't. I think she just had a VPN. Like, I get you. Again, you can say if that's hacking or not.
No, I don't think that's hacking at all.
Like, I think
that's just how smart Activision.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna keep $150. Like, every single Resurgence like streamer VPNs. Like,
100%.
Like 99%.
No,
like,
there's no way. I bet you. That's why I stopped liking kill races.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, you're dropping into middle school lobbies. Of course you're gonna drop 100 kills.
Yeah, I genuinely don't. Like, I've seen her gameplay. I've seen a bunch of stuff. Like, and the thing is, like, I also have seen her play before she blew up. Like, I've known of Nadia before when she had like 100 viewers. Like, and she was playing co-eds with Evan and doing really good.
Yeah, she's still playing co-eds. Yeah. She was just in the optic one as well.
Yeah,
and I don't know for a fact that she was cheating. I mean, obviously no one knows for a fact.
I don't know, right?
I was on the wave. I was on the wave that too. Or I saw a clip and I was like, oh shit, she's hacking for sure.
Yeah,
but like then there's 9 debunk videos. It's like, nah, her aim assist dragged right here, and that's just the thing with COD is like you never know.
I guess, bro, I've seen some crazy shit of D. Like, I've seen some literally insane clips of Diaz, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, but obviously I know he's not cheating.
I've seen some crazy clips of Blake.
Oh, okay.
And there was I always talk about it with Blake because he thinks it's funny. But like there was a time where like Blake was like obsessed with being good, like obsessed with being like a competitor.
Yeah.
And also he was like, frying. Like,
Yeah.
especially when we would play multiplayer, he would like, that's when we were being super like trick shotty or whatever. And he would like hit perfect bullets. And at one point I was, and we won a few kickoff tournaments. And this guy who was like kind of a notable like S&D guy went on this like rant that Blake was hacking. Like went on this like super rant that he was hacking. And I was like, dude, this guy thinks you're hacking. And then like we're joking and stuff. And then like something happened and I was like, motherfucker, you better not be. Like Blake, I started to look at him like, yeah, he thinks you're hacking. You know? I've known Blake my whole life. Has there ever been a moment like
hell
that?
yeah.
I can imagine.
With D?
It.
Oh, like
D or or Shifty or Sage or anybody that you're close. Damn, Nick. Or anybody that you're
he
close
lost
to.
a 1v1 for the dub.
Damn,
he actually did. Yo.
Damn, that sucks.
Oh man.
He lost the 1v1.
Yeah. So yes, I remember with D. I mean, when barely getting to know him and like, I'm like, bro, hey, this guy's. I'm like, dog, I've played against Enable.
Yeah.
I've played against
Yeah.
like these guys in wagers, and I'm like, they shoot straight, but I'm like, nobody hate me in the comments, but I'm like, Diaz shoot straighter, bro. Like I'm like, and I remember I was like, yo, D, like, and he's and I get him now. I'd be like, you're not cheating, right? And he would just go, he would just laugh. He would never say yes or no. He would just laugh. But I get his personality now that like that feeds his ego. Like he's not gonna say yes or no because he wants me to have that in his brain. Like to like know, oh, he's that good. And so when he shows up on LAN and he's one between Tommy and Alman and fucking going crazy at the World Series of Warzone, like
winning by 60 years.
Yeah, winning by literally double the points, right? The gap from first to second was the same number of points between second and 11th place. So like,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I see that and I'm like, I remember back in the day, I'd be like, you're not hacking, right, Pops?
Yeah.
And he'd just laugh. And I'd be like, all right, bro. Like, I told him, I was like, if I find you hacking, I'm going to fucking tell everybody. He'd be like, okay. Like, he'll say shit like, you're not going to catch me. Like he'll say, and if you know D.
It's just that mad, sarcastic, ego-filled. Yeah.
Motherfucker's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had that.
That's how George is.
Yeah.
That shit's so funny. Yeah, I've always wondered that because it's got to be, because I remember one time, I was so hype about like when I first became a creative director of Optic or whatever, and I'm like hype about everything, and I'm like, yo, we got to find ways to get Zlaner involved with more shit, and so I would start looking him up, seeing what we can put him in, and then that's when I found all the shit.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, like I knew people thought he like hacked or whatever, but I thought it was a joke, and then next thing I know, it's 4 a.m. and I'm looking at every single clip like this on my computer, and I'm like, yo, should I tell Hector this motherfucker might be hacking? Like, we can't have a hacker on our team. And they caught me. They literally caught me.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, we used to have a CS team, and this guy, you know who Mixwell is?
Yes.
Yeah, so Mixwell was like, I remember talking to him, and he was like, I've watched myself in demos of CS, and I aim at people through walls. He was like, I think I'm hacking sometimes. And it's just because when you play the same shit over and over and over and over again, stuff becomes second nature that like you don't notice until somebody's like, there are an abundance of hackers out there. We have to slow every clip down to 0.25 to see if they're pre-aiming a wall when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it's just impossible. It's impossible to know. You're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Show up on LAN. If you do well, you're not hacking. And that's, it's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is what it is. It's such it is unfortunately a fun thing to talk about. Maybe not for you, but it's a fun thing to talk about when it comes to Warzone. Because everyone talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, a lot of people don't, even the CDL community, they fucking, I'm gonna be honest, bro, they hate the Warzone guys. Like, I mean, even when I do, like, CDL versus Warzone, bro, I love throwing those tournaments, but my chat is never toxic. But anytime we throw any CDL versus Warzone stuff, my chat gets so toxic, bro.
It's
like
the Zoo Mafia. I'm telling you, they're
I'm
scary.
not gonna lie.
They're scary, bro.
Tommy's chat is, dude.
He lets them run.
Bro,
he lets them run. Why?
I told Tommy, I'm like, hey, bro, like, they're making fun of me, Pops. You gonna stop them, bro?
That's what I said that shit.
He's like, what?
And he's always like, what you mean?
Like, bro, I remember when Shifty, like they hate Shifty, bro. In his chat, they hate him, and he had like a whole like he did 1v1s and Shifty was frying, and everyone's like, nah, this guy is cheating. He's cheating. And then he loses somebody. He fucking sucks. And I'm just like,
for sure.
And, yeah. And then did you see that video with Zinni, with Crowder?
No, which one?
So Crowder did like an undercover video where he told Zinni he's gonna 1v1 like somebody random, and he doesn't know who it is, and he just has to show up in 1v1. And so he 1v1 and Zinni was getting smoked. And Zinni was like, bro, who is this? This has got to be a pro player. This has got to be like some CDL guy. And it turned out it was Shifty. And he was like, damn it, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so Crowder did like a video of that, but like.
It's like great idea.
Yeah,
I got to watch that video.
Yeah. Great video. I don't know how well it did or not, but yeah, I remember I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
But the reason CDL hates Shifty, or the CDL, the Zoom Mafia, let's call them the Zoom Mafias. Those Zoom the reason that like that competitive COD is because comments hates on Shifty is because isn't it Shifty that say he could play in the CDL if he wanted to?
Yeah.
That's faded as fuck.
You think so?
Yes, that is. Come on.
I disagree.
You're insane.
I disagree.
You're insane.
Look, bro, I mean, again, I feel like I've been in the COD space for a while.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I've never I've played against a lot of pros, but I've never been in the CDL. Right?
Yeah.
But like, I do believe that the top Warzone guys can go and compete. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get so much hate if I say.
You're fine. No, keep going. I like hearing it.
Dude, I just think that like a lot of these guys, and even Clayster said it, man, is a lot of these guys got the gunny. A lot of these guys.
Oh, they can shoot straight as hell.
But like Clayster was like, what better way? Like, but think about it like that. Like, okay, I'll say what he said. He's like, the things you can't teach is gunny. Everything else, give me a rookie and I can teach them. Like back in the day, this is the way that I view things, right? It's like back in the day, SND was how you found the next upcoming superstars. Like I want you to shift the perspective. SND, we saw Simp, Illy, Cell. All these guys were playing SND. Solidus one, whatever happened to him. That's super random. But all these guys, like, then that's how you knew, okay, these guys are going to fry. Right?
Yeah.
S&D happens to be a game mode, but at the end of the day, they're good at Call of Duty. If you're good at Call of Duty, you're good at Call of Duty, right? Now, we fast forward and multiplayer, and not in a bad way, but isn't as popular anymore, right? Warzone has kind of taken that, like, everybody, like, Warzone is that next thing. So it's like, okay, the people that are goated, these insane superstars, where are they going to go? Where are you going to find them now? And a lot of these guys, the people that nobody knows about, are Warzone because they don't know any better. They're going to play Warzone. It's a free-to-play game. It's more accessible, and they're really good at the game. But now you teach them how to play other things, and they're going to fry. Big reason of why I think Diaz, he played S&D growing up. He played a little bit of variant. Like, I genuinely believe you put that man in the CDL, and Crowder has said he can do it. Like, a lot of people, I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to leak anything, but he got offered multiple spots in the CDL. Like, I believe he could be a top 5 player in the league.
Was he offered like a starting spot? A starting spot,
brother. If I tell,
don't
just know, not this. Like whenever I'm able to talk about it, you would be mind blown.
I'm sure I would.
You would be fucking like, what the fuck? Like, but
you can't talk about it. And he said no.
He said no. Like. Again,
he would get fried.
Right? Like, do I think?
I think low key when I think of people that can hang, I think there's very few.
Yeah, handful.
Very, very few. And the thing, and I think what is the separation is I think almost every CDL player, if they dedicated time, I think they could be godlike at Warzone.
False.
You're insane. You're insane.
Okay, I don't want to throw anybody.
No. You're fine. You're fine. I love talking it.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus because I love these guys. But like, oh God, I feel so bad. I love them, bro. Like Apathy and Slacked. They came into Warzone and they haven't had any success at the highest level, right? Like Tommy, that he's found a lot of success.
But the thing with Tommy is, what people say about Tommy is that Tommy was a notable player in CDL, in MLG, and CWL. A notable guy. He was on a great team, but he wasn't dominant by any means.
Yeah.
And then he switches to Warzone, and he's beating all y'all motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
the thing is, like, and again, fuck, dude, I have these conversations with people internally, and I don't want people to get it twisted, right?
I know. I don't think. I mean, Slide, Abdi, both great guys.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna take it with a. I think everybody takes it with a grain of salt. It's all
guys.
just
Like,
bar talk. At the end of the day, we're drunk.
Yeah, like I see where they're coming from, and I completely agree. I think if you are good at the top, but I don't think, let's say, the bottom players of CDL could come and just beat everybody. Like, I still think, unless it's like Celium, fucking Simpa, Beezy, make a trio, they're fucking smoking. They're smoking everybody, right?
Yeah.
They're competing against D, Sage, Shifty. Like, those would be the top two.
Yeah, I agree
trios
with
every
that.
time. But I think, like, I'm not going to throw any names out, but you take the worst players from the league or the bottom teams and they come, I don't think they'll have that much success. Like, that's just my opinion, though.
I think they place.
In what? Like top what?
I think they make land. I think they make London.
Maybe.
I bet you whip up a Carolina Ravens team. They're making London. I almost guarantee it. I
don't think that's. I mean,
it's not 2019. It's not 2019 anymore. I put $5 down.
I like that.
I bet $5.
Yeah. No, I think but do I think they would be the best in the world? No, and I think with let's say Tommy as an individual, I think, let's say, slaying power. I don't think he's at the level of the top dogs in the Warzone scene, slaying power-wise, when it comes to Warzone. But what makes him so fucking good is his IQ, his in-game.
100%.
Like that.
It's the same.
Yeah.
That was his career in CDL as well. He's just
so
one of the smartest motherfuckers to play. And whenever all the Warzone, I think it was weird because there was a wave of Warzone guys that kind of grew through the ranks. Like, you get your Shifties and you get your Sages and your Ahsokas, and they kind of like grow through it, and now they're dominant. Coming through Warzone. But before that, it was a bunch of S&D kids that couldn't hang in respawn. Like, I love Almond to death. That's big nut there. But he's getting slammed in respawn.
Yeah, for sure.
And he comes over and he's dominant over here. I mean, and you get that a lot, like Almond, Noobs, that whole scene. They're all S&D kids. They like Mutex, Aiden. They're all S&D kids, and now they're just dominant in Warzone. So I think that is the initial, like, put a chip on the shoulder for all the multiplayer kids. It's like, damn, like, not even the cream of the crop, and they're just dusting everybody over there.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine we spawn Seth in. Maybe he'll win the solo YOLO for $150,000.
People always use that.
Oh, God.
We don't say this, right? Because we're like, I'll say it. I'll take the heat because I love Seth. That's my boy right there.
Yeah.
But we always take solo YOLOs as theatrics. Right? We're like,
of course,
no one gives, like, no one cares. But, like, it's crazy because, like, bro, you ask anybody, even CDL or even Warzone, who won World Series of Warzone in 2019, 2020? Everybody say Seth. And we're like, bro, that was one match. Like, no, who won the tournament? And no one fucking knows. No one knows the trio that actually won the 6 games, 7 games.
Wait, hold on. I bet you I know.
What?
I have no idea. Because you said it like I wouldn't know, so that means it's not TBE. So that means it must be.
I promise you won't know who won it.
Fucking.
I got second, though.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. I've competed in 2 World Series of Warzones, and I've gotten second in both of them.
Damn, you got to run it back this year.
Nah, my time's done.
Your time is done.
Hey, this is what I tell people. I'm like, bro, I would get like 500 people watching me compete, and World Series of Warzone, we had 17,000.
It's not even close.
Yeah, so like, people are telling me you should compete. I'm like,
fuck competing.
I'll sit on the couch and talk my ass off,
Exactly.
Certified yapper.
Wait, who won it?
Huskers, Rated, and Aiden.
No, I could have gotten that. I thought you were going to say some like fucking anime profile kids.
No. I'm saying like that trio is just like nobody really, So like, I don't know. I that whole CDL versus Warzone debate, it's fun. It's good for views. It's good to throw tournaments because people love it. I will say it gets fucking toxic as well.
Oh, it gets so toxic.
It gets, dude, I'm telling you, never toxic. I feel like I have a really good balance of like, we're all fucking cool. But then anytime CDL versus Warzone, it turns into a fucking
nightmare.
This guy could never compete. This guy could. No, this guy would. Diaz would smoke these guys or not. Scrappy with shit. I'm just like, bro, like, we'll never know, right?
You'll never know.
I will say, I want, if anybody's watching this, I want people to kind of shift their perspective. And it's like, where is the young talent coming from now? Because even challenges, yeah, sure, like there are very good players in challenges for sure. But like back in the day when we like,
Yeah.
all everybody was playing was challenger or not challengers, but open bracket. Like that's how you found the next up and coming people. S&D stars were winning everything. Like S&D, that's how you found them. Like Dashy, S&D star, IW.
Right.
Like that's how you found these guys that were like, okay, now let me just teach them the ropes. Now with Warzone, how many people are they losing talent from no longer playing? Nobody like people do still play S&D, but like not as many people playing S&D tournaments anymore. And now Warzone is more accessible.
Yeah, that is true. I think it's harder to get into the competitive space in Warzone, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously, that's why ranked is so important. I think the same with Apex. Like, I can't imagine being like, all right, I got to figure out how to become an Apex pro. Now what? Like, where the fuck do I start? What tournament do I go to where I can play? It's such a BR is so hard. You can't throw an open LAN on. You have to throw a qualifier or invitationals, and then it's like, well, how do I get invited? It's like you got to be good or you got to be popular. Like, you know what I mean? For lack of a better word.
I like that's the thing is like, even when because we throw a lot of tournaments, Baka Bros do.
Yeah.
And I promise myself that every time we throw a tournament, there will be an open bracket where anybody can sign up because
for like
that's how
kill
we
races.
started.
Kill races, right? Yeah.
Kill races is cheese. Well, timed kill races are cheese. I like 2v2 kill races.
I like 2v2s as well.
Yeah.
I can't believe time races ever even existed.
Those were so
Who started that? I want a conversation.
I don't know.
Guys, play for 6 hours and however many kills you get, that's your points.
4 games, the best 4 games. Like
I'm dropping in and I'm people side canceling and I click on Aiden's stream and the people walking around like this.
That's
I'm like, how are you playing?
VPNs were such a big deal back in the day, bro. And it's like a lot of these guys, a lot of the people that were good at the day, they just had VPNs. And everybody thought, nobody knew what it was. Everybody thought they were like insane with the game. But then it turns out, oh, you're kind of dog shit. You just have a VPN, you know?
But you think Aiden's dog shit?
No,
He's coming to stay with you.
Aiden did not have a VPN. Let me throw it out there, bro.
Yeah, right. That's bullshit.
Dude, okay, I know what's funny.
I'm putting how about this? We'll do an Around the Bar episode where every Warzone pro lines up and we have
I'm down.
Yeah, dude, lie detector test.
It's funny because Seth invited me to his house like, what was it, like a year ago? He had like a cookout or whatever.
Was he drunk?
And he might have been.
I'm so scared of what you're about to say.
No. And he goes, and it's me, him, and Diaz, and we're talking Zinnia, we're all hanging out. And he goes, Hector, come here.
I knew you were going to say that.
He goes, come here. And I'm like, what's up, bro? And he goes, be honest with me. And
I can see this happening.
He goes, like, he has a drink in his hand.
Of course, yeah.
He goes, you VPN, right? You have a VPN, right? And me and D start laughing, bro. We're like laughing. I was like, Seth, I don't have a VPN. And I'll tell you, I was like, and if I did, I would tell you. I don't give a fuck. Like, I truly don't care. Like, I will let you know if I have a VPN. I was like, but I don't. And he's like, bro, like, how you guys dropping those kills? And those? I'm like, bro, like, you play it so much, you know? But the thing is, and that kind of switched something in my brain. I was like, yo, if Seth, fucking arguably one of the greatest FPS player in the world, sees us and we're like, they think we VPN, it's like, damn, bro, everybody fucking thinks.
No, everyone thinks it.
Okay, how do you think like all the big streamers VPN? Like Warzone guys?
I think they all know how to. I think every Warzone pro knows how to.
Really? That's interesting.
Do you know how to?
Like, I know you can just go, there's literally websites, you can just go and download them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever had the icon on your desktop?
No.
Really?
I had this.
Have you ever bought what is it? A Net Duma?
That got sent to me. I had it wrapped up, right? And so I learned.
You looking at it like, fuck, it's right
but
there.
like at that point, like it was at the point where like Net Dumas, like it was frowned upon, right? Like I had it before anybody even knew. I got it because Cornel, you know Cornel?
Yeah.
He was like, yo, this will be the best to get your internet like snappy and good. So I bought it. I was like, okay, cool. And then I found out, I was like, yo, like this gives you bot lobbies every once in a while. Don't use it. Oh shit. Like I ain't trying to get canceled. I disconnected that shit, put on another one. I was like, I'm good, bro. But like actual VPNing, like that, like I'll be honest, I know a bunch of people who do. Right?
Yeah.
And if I'm getting fucking shit, I'm like, yo, host up for me, Dad.
100%.
Like, sure, right?
Yeah.
But VPNing is one of those things where it's like, at least I feel like, I think you just gotta be open about it. Like,
I don't care about VPNing at all.
Like people complain so much about SBMM, bro, just get a VPN.
I don't care at all.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a like stick it to Activision than it is anything else.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you want to like hide our skill and kind of like punish us for being good. I'm gonna go play 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've played in SBM. I mean, in fucking VPN lobbies, bro, and it's night and day.
No,
Actually,
it's insane.
you know what? I take back what I said. One day in Verdansk, I literally did it on stream. So
Yeah.
I did it on stream. I was like, chat. I was like, I'm gonna download the VPN with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna hide anything. Here, I'll show you.
Right.
And I had one of my viewers help me, like, show me how to do it.
Yeah.
I did it, and I went to the lobby. Instantly, first game, solo squad, 36 kills, solo squatting. And I'm like, and everybody in the chat was like, oh my God, these lobbies are insane, right? And so, yeah, like it's very different, right? It's literally, if you hate SVMM, get a VPN. And like, I, at least for me, where I have a problem with VPNing is if like you're lying to your community, you're VPNing,
100%,
and you're like, I'm the best in the fucking world. This is the world record. Like, oh, oh no, I don't VPN. Like, that's where I think is wrong. But if you're like, Shit, I even told chat, I was like, chat, I feel like doing Riot Shield challenges, I'm gonna get a VPN. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna do a bunch of trolly shit, right? Like
how? Cause you just got to get in the lobbies where it's not just, oh my God, it's like the meta guns, slide cancel chow. They got, fucking Joe O's stream on the side, and they're just, really trying their ass off, and and you're trying to use a Riot Shield.
You do content. Like, the thing is, I always say is like, what do I got left to prove, bro? Like, I competed against the best players in World Series, got in second both years. Like, we've done pretty good. Like, I don't gotta prove anything. Like, I'm not, like, I don't care. I don't even consider myself good at Call of Duty. I'm an entertainer first, Call of Duty second, or player second. So like, I don't care. But again, people have that's my opinion though. A lot of people have different opinions on VPNs and all that. So.
Nah, I fuck with VPN. I mean, there was one time we played with Marcel, and Marcel was like, yo, I figured out how to VPN, and we're on stream. I'm like, you know how to VPN? And he was like, yeah. He was like, y'all want to go to Honduras real quick? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go. We dropped in, and dog, we were 1v4 people. I was asset for Dansk at the time, and I was still 1v4 people. I was like, dude, this is I love Honduras, bro. I love Honduras.
We love Honduras.
It's so funny. But you see, I think in multiplayer VPN is there's a few people that make videos of just like dropping a nuke every game or whatever, and they're either reverse.
Wait, is that a thing for like multiplayer VPNs too?
Yeah, it's either VPNing or reverse boosting. Okay, but dude, I think 3 times as obvious in multiplayer because you're playing. If you pull up the scoreboard in multiplayer, and you can see everybody else's kills.
Right. You're right.
So if you're on top and you got 80 kills,
the next one has 20.
The next one will have 4. It's that bad. It's that bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like all you have to do is watch one Scump video and or anyone who plays, legit, and that like they're doing something weird.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It is what it is. There's so many that's why I love the fact that there was a LAN last year. There was 2 LANs. You guys had a LAN, and there's so much there. It's almost like more relaxing to watch. Yeah. Because nothing weird is happening.
Yeah.
There's refs everywhere. There's cameras.
I will say there were some people that were goated online and shit the absolute bed online.
Give me some names.
Shit.
Give me some names.
Dongy. I love you, bro. Dongy. It's funny because he comes to chat a lot. I'm like, Dongy, what's good, bro? Like, he's like, bro, I know I was ass. I know, I'm sorry. I'm like, Dongy.
It might be the lights.
No, I actually think, like, I don't think he's cheating.
Yeah.
Like, he's a homie. So, but like, there are a lot of people besides him, right? He's the one who I can actively say because he's a friend. Yeah. But like, there's a lot of people I'm like, ooh, like even Shifty has said like, yo, I think these people are hacking. Like, there's certain people there are some names that just people just didn't show up.
Yeah, just didn't show up at all.
And so, yeah, I mean,
there's a big thing that talk about Nadia at COD Next too.
Yeah, but that
I think that's different too.
Yeah, it's a complete new game. She if you look at her gameplay, her movement, her gunning is okay. Yeah. But her movement is what like separates her from like the other players, right?
And
so when you take off her movement,
the movement in that game was fucking horrible.
Yeah. It makes like I don't like it makes sense, right? Like I genuinely don't think she was hacking. I just think she has a VPN, but that's it. Like, but she did a great job at marketing yourself.
Oh, shoot, probably the best marketing I've ever seen.
So
she was exposed for hacking on Tuesday. She was on Jake Lucky's show on Thursday. Like she was on her shit. That shit was crazy. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, man. So
so I guess to close it off, I saw a quote from you where you were either talking to Swag or something, and you said you don't want to always be known as the ass slapping streamer.
Yeah,
or you don't want to be known as ass slapping streamer. So what steps are you taking, to not be that, and do you still agree with that statement?
Yeah. So okay, it's funny, man. I haven't really had this conversation with anybody on camera or just in general. Maybe a couple people like in person.
Yeah.
But there comes a point, right, where in content creation, I feel like I've learned a lot, and where I can't always just be the ass slapping guy. I mean, for sure, that's gonna be always me. Like I'm always gonna be one that brings 100% energy to stream. But like I'm trying to support my boys. I'm trying to fucking blow up into like insane numbers, and I'm not gonna get there by just slapping my ass, right? Like I'm trying to get on Scump numbers, Tim. I'm trying to be able to have that level of influence, Nick, all these guys, Dr. Respect, and. Like I can't do that by just slapping ass. So you as a content creator, at least I don't think
it sounds like you're a metaphor, but it's not. You're literally bending over,
slapping ass. Yeah. You gotta like constantly be thinking about what's next, right? And so, like, I had a talk with Zuma last year, a year and a half ago, about the podcast, and I saw him doing it. I know. I don't think at the time Seth was doing the show yet because I think he was still competing. Yeah. And so. I had a talk with him and I was like, hey, like, do you think I should do this for Warzone? I mean, I've always wanted to. I love yapping. I love talking. And I feel like with my history, I know enough to where I feel like I could provide some sort of insight. And he's like, bro, do it. Like, you should do it. And like, we had a long talk and he kind of guided me through it all, which is why I have a lot of respect for Tommy and why I love him so much. And so I had that conversation and my manager too. And she was like, Hector, like, that's great and all, right? Like, she's like, but like, you can be known as the high sub count guy, the ass slap guy, but like, if you want to be here long term, like there needs to be something else.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be, and it got me thinking, right? Like, okay, like I need longevity. I'm not worried about, where am I gonna be next year? I'm worried about, can I still do this 10 years from now?
Yeah.
Right? Like, can I like really long term, right? And so that's how the podcast / watch parties came to be. And I kind of started studying Zuma, studying Scump at the time, right? He had and then retired.
Right.
Learned a lot and kind of just tried to bring insight. Got the best of what I thought from both shows, brought them together, and started the podcast. At first, actually, it was gonna be a me and Lucky thing, and then same thing as like I was like, hey, do you want to do this? I would rather do this with the boys, and obviously Diaz competing, so he was like, nah. And like he was like, no, I don't really think I would like to do a podcast. I was like, all right, you're good. So named it the Pulse Check, and started doing that, and just stayed consistent with it, and things just blew up. And now, I mean, we've been given a lot of opportunities, man, to just like. Just in the competitive scene and just in Warzone in general and Call of Duty in general, like being invited to these, these summits with devs and stuff like that. Because, and dude, a lot of devs watch the podcast, and that's insane.
That's
to me.
dope. That's so cool.
I'll see them in person and be like, yo, keep up the podcast, bro. We love it. I'm like
yo, we were trashing you last Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't hope you didn't watch that one.
No. No, and they're like, no, it's fine. They're like, it's fair.
Yeah.
They don't ever get like butthurt about us, So I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I hope to be able to keep doing this for Warzone for the years to come, right? And hopefully, maybe one day expand off of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man, I kind of took a step back and was like, okay, for sure, I'm still gonna do my ass slap shit. I'm still gonna turn up.
100%,
I will always be myself, right? I'm not gonna stop being myself, but I gotta think. Like, well, how can I provide something bigger than just myself? And so that's how that came to be, the podcast, watch parties. And, we're evolving. We're evolving too. We're trying to make it even crazier, which we have some plans for 2024. So, but I mean, again, we're one-man show. It's hard. I don't got any backing, right? Like, so.
You're gonna Matt Craig?
Yeah, I don't got a Craig. I do have somebody, right? One person helping me out. But like, I know you guys. I mean, I watch you guys and I look up to Seth stuff, and I'm like, damn, the production on this shit is insane. Like, I know Riley, kills it. Matt, like, I see this, I'm like, damn, like, this is, I want to get on this level one day, right?
Yeah.
So, but It takes a lot. It takes a lot, and I've learned a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And hopefully we'll get there one day. But
I have I have no doubt you will get there for
Thank you,
sure.
bro. Thank
Especially because you're doing something that nobody else in Warzone's doing.
Yeah.
And people like to watch Warzone. People like to watch competitive Warzone. And I think if Raven and whoever it is, whether it's Treyarch or Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer, would they take the right steps to make Warzone a very watchable esport?
Yeah.
Because right now, y'all got nothing. I mean, y'all got a spectator thing that doesn't even really like.
It doesn't work. We used it once. We used it once.
Yeah, we tried to use it. We tried to use it. I should have hit you up.
Really?
We tried to use it at the 100K or at the solo YOLOs.
Really?
And it worked well, but there's no kill feed. You can't tell where people are dropping. There's no overhead. Like if you watch an Apex game,
you have everything.
Yeah, everything is
it takes buy-in, bro.
It's amazing. And so like if somebody, like you said, if somebody buys in and they try to make Warzone, I think Warzone could be.
Dude,
it could rival Apex as the most watchable esport, BR.
I agree, bro. Like they just does Activision care enough?
Right.
Like not in a bad way. I don't mean to badmouth them, but being transparent. Like, do they make enough money to where like they don't care about having a competitive team? They're doing just fine, or do they want to expand and build their scene even more?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna take buy-in. Like, make a league. Look at Apex, bro. Like their competitive scene is insane.
It's nuts.
Like it's nuts.
It's almost as big as the casual side. I think it's.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And so, like, if we just took the proper steps to do that, I think Warzone competitive could be awesome. If we got a league, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but like, I know there's probably Activision. We might not ever get there because I know CDL is still having, their issues and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, I'm hoping one day the CDL. I'm hoping one day we are like, CDL was dope. We had our try, but let's go back to what we used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And if that happens, then I think there should be some sort of collaborative effort. I mean, that shit would be crazy. Like a Call of Duty con.
Yes, bro.
Like some
just had
sort
this
of
conversation, bro.
Yeah.
Who did I have this with? Fuck. I don't remember who it was, but it's like, imagine if like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's like championship or CDL championship, but then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was Warzone, or like even at the same time, like at one huge ass convention, like there is room. That's why, yes, we do the CDL versus Warzone as like a play, but like at the end of the day, it's really not versus. Like, at least in my opinion, we should be coming together to really fucking expand both sides. Because,
I agree.
I
agree. I mean, I think some sort of Call of Duty. I mean, I didn't even think about it until right now, but Call of Duty con, because they have Smash Con, where it's like a bunch of all the Smash Bros. Games. I think Call of Duty Con would be fucking incredible.
Insane.
Like you have your play-in tournaments for all your matches, and then on Sunday you've got your Warzone finals, your COD Mobile finals, because COD Mobile has a really big scene, and then you got your your multiplayer finals, and then
it can be nuts, bro. And
imagine Noah J's playing zombies, and like that's it. I think that would be fun.
Dude, imagine I know they've done it before to where they have reveals of the next game at champs or at certain events.
Yeah.
Like imagine them doing a live presentation at Call of Duty Con where they reveal the next game, but like in person, and they have the things
that shit would be lit.
Dude,
that would be so fun.
That Activision could do again. Do they make too much money though?
Yes.
Do they make too
The
much
answer
money
is
that
yes.
they're like, why would I waste time, effort, money?
I mean, I don't think that. I think Activision makes so much money where someone else could do Call of Duty Con.
Oh,
that's what I think.
Not even them.
That's what I think.
Wow.
Because Nintendo does not do Smash Con.
Really?
Yeah, someone else does Smash Con.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I know you know this firsthand as well. Activision, when their marketing budget comes around, I'm so grateful. Not because I'm getting any money, but because like we can throw tournaments at a level that is unheard. I just do a $200,000 tournaments. Skullface played 2 maps and won $40K.
Dude, that is insane, bro.
That is not normal.
Yeah,
that is not normal. There were no buy-ins. There were no tickets sold. There were no sponsors.
Yeah.
It was Activision being like, our game has come out. Here is our marketing budget.
Yeah.
Who do we trust with this money?
Yeah.
And they've done it with you guys multiple times. Mm-hmm. And they've done it with Optic as well, which is really awesome. And so if they have that much money just on the launch of the game, eventually maybe someone will be like, hey, Call of Duty Con, we don't want to do it all.
Yeah.
But like, maybe the
Shit,
curly headed kid from that lives in Texas, maybe he could help.
Yeah,
and then at that time I'll call you and be like, all right, well, let's lie detector test all the Warzone guys and see who's really hacking. No, that would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun, and I agree with you. I think there's got to be some sort of bridge in the gap because it's just so hard. It's not possible right now because that would take 900 PCs in order to.
Yeah.
And that being said, Cotton X did it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they could definitely do it if they wanted to, but do they want to?
Do they want to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're one of the most entertaining streamers on the platform. I think what you're doing for Warzone is mad inspiring. It reminds me a lot of how I used to feel about multiplayer as well. So I hope you don't lose that passion at all because it's really fun to watch. And you're good at slapping ass, but you're good at a lot of other shit too.
Thank you, bro. I
appreciate you coming on around the bar and talking with me. We talked a lot of big map, and so. We have no more. We have no more.
No
drink.
more water. Yeah.
So cheers with nothing.
Cheers, bro. I got some.
All right, guys. That's gonna do it for this episode of Around the Bar. It's my man Repullze, and we'll see you in the next one.
Later, guys.
Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Repullze. It was a lot of fun drinking water, talking about Warzone. I actually did have an interview, a little quote that I read from him. He said he had a conversation with Swag, and he said, real content creators are tested in times where the game's bad and the numbers are down. That's when you see what you're really made of. And I believe that Hector did a very good job of doing that and continues to do that. Definitely check out his stuff. He's mad inspiring in a lot of ways. We'll see you next time. Peace.